the successful exit you've been looking for. Quitting is easier than you think. Roll it. Quitting, especially successfully quitting, is incredibly challenging. However, the tips in this video should help you get moving in the right direction. If you missed part 1, I suggest you click above, watch that first, and then come back to this one, because it deals all about the emotional side of things and how to really take care of the emotions, hug them, make them feel good before you jump in the rational side of things. My name is Nikos Rentas, and this is mentorsapproach.com, where we strive to post a video each and every week that will help you start thinking and moving in the right direction. In last video, we talked about the emotional side. We talked about how we have to deal with emotions in order to step into the rational side and have a successful exit. I learned a lot of this while working on projects, and I applied it to everything else I was doing, and it worked out great. And when I applied it to my clients with the coaching, it worked out even better. I'm not sure why, but I think it was because I was guiding them, and it's a little bit harder when you still have some emotional play at hand. But on the rational side, we look at a project and we say to ourselves, where are we with this project, and is it time to exit that project? We look at all the requirements, we look at our time, budget, the energy spent really when it comes to big projects, and we say to ourselves, maybe, just maybe, it's time to quit this, and when is the best time to quit it? We put that all into play, and voila, we know exactly when the best outcome will be of us quitting the project. When it comes to our lives and the things in our lives, we have to do something similar. We got to look at the time, energy, and money we've spent on something, and we have to ask ourselves, is it time to quit? And when is the best time to quit? If that emotional side is taken care of, we can rationally look at this and not allow the emotions to come in and let us really teeter-totter from one end to the other until we finally pull the trigger on ending whatever we're doing and really jumping into something new. Because quitting is change, and change is hard, and everybody hates change. Change is so difficult sometimes, especially when emotions are involved. When the rational side is involved, it's a little bit different. Example, if I'm dealing with this stick, this drive that I have, and then I have another drive, because this one is not doing what I needed to do, I look at it in a non-emotional way, and I decide I'm gonna go buy a new one. Now, if it's an emotional side, well, that comes down to something like branding. I don't want, or I'm not a fan of anything but Samsung hard drives. Yet I went with the data. It was a difficult decision to make. I really had to think about it before I could make the decision, and I'm really attached to the Evos. I'm not sure why. It's stupid, I know. But emotionally, I had to get over that hurdle. Saved me $150. When we are quitting and we have taken care of that emotional side and we've really dealt with the ups and downs that come with it, we will eventually stabilize and we'll be on that rational side of things. So step 1, we're looking at this and saying, all right, what are the things we got to look at? And firstly, we're looking at our emotion and is this what we really want to be doing? Is this what we need to be doing right now? Do we have a pull, a passion for it? Is it still there? If it's not, well, now we know there's a clear answer and we can move on from this. If there is still that hope in there that you do want to continue, but it's not right, well, now we got to look at the other factors, which would include the time, energy, and money spent. Are you getting the satisfaction out of all those 3 things being spent? Is the return on investment there? If you're not seeing the return on investment, then why? What could change to make it better? Just like in the last video where we talked about those positives and negatives and moving the positives to be better positives and the negatives to start becoming positives, we got to do this with this situation. What return of investment can I see if I make some small changes? If I can't make any more changes and I've done everything through the steps, well, And then I think we have our answer again. We understand that it's time to quit this and move on. If you're finding the smidgens there, then ask yourself, are these worth it, and is my time worth it? So now number 2 brings us to the quit. It brings us to that moment where we go, hey, am I making the decision? Is it time to pull the trigger? Am I done? This is the moment where you say, I've looked through all the stuff I've written down. I've gone through everything. I'm not there. Is it time to quit? And if you say yes, then you have your decision. You don't have to look back on why you quit again. You can write everything down just in case you want to review it. But now we know it's there. If you can't make the decision, ask yourself, what can make the decision, or what level of that time, energy, and money do I need to pass before I can say, yes, I'm done? That would come back to the first few steps in both videos. Once we make this decision, we're not just gonna quit. What we're gonna do is look at our path and ask ourselves, what is it that we do want to see as a new path? This is the structural time to start visualizing what we want to see as the future. At the same time, as we're brainstorming all that, we're looking at what we've done and we're asking ourselves, how can we use it to our advantage, and how can we structurally package whatever we did such that we can succeed in the next opportunity that's gonna come. We're in the opportunity stage here. We're looking at it, we're saying to ourselves, all right, I worked on this business, I worked in this career, and then of course I worked in this relationship, and I worked on my own self, my relationship with me, and my physical body, how I worked out, how I did this, how I did that, eating well, you name it. What's the next stage? And where am I going? What can I package up? What are the characteristics that can come with me? What are the benefits of doing what I just did with the next stages? While you're packaging this up, what you'll find is you're gonna bring value into what you've done. If you have a business, your goal is to sell it. If you have a career, your goal is to bring in the skill sets towards another career. If it was a relationship, the goal is to experience that growth, understand what it was, package it, and then look for that next person that will have everything that you liked in the last few relationships and they don't have what you didn't like, and you can look for that next person that will see a more growth opportunity for you in a relationship. If it's something with your personal development, maybe it's like working with a coach, or doing your physical exercise and working towards the stage and wanting to do more. Well, now you can look at all those things, package up nicely, go find somebody that can really help you. You don't want to be quitting everything on the moment. You want to structure the success that's coming next. A lot of times what will occur is that you won't know what you want to do next, but in this process what you'll figure out is that, hey, actually I liked a lot of this, and hey, I can apply it here, or I can apply it there. And what will happen as you start to package everything so you can actually progress to the next, you'll start to visualize the success of what you want to see, bringing you to that opportunity when you see it. And this is why this all works so well in all areas of our lives. If we can follow the first video, the tips there to really gain control of our emotions, and then look at our logic, our rational side, to really focus on the next stages, even when we don't really know what that will be, we are able to start qualifying opportunities that will start coming. You'll actually look at everything you don't want to be doing and not do it. You'll be able to say no on a drop like this. I have projects come to my plate all the time, and I know exactly what I don't want to be doing. And then I get other projects that I love to do, and I'm like, boom, let's do it. Why? I've gotten to this stage where the growth has occurred and has helped me drastically to be able to be in control of the emotional side of things, allowing for the rational side to understand in a logical manner where my time, energy, and money is going to, with the bonus of seeing change being productive and progressive in the direction I need to be going. It has also allowed it for me to not regret decisions that are being made. the decisions that are made in this way, I don't regret. What I do regret is any decision I've made that was emotional. And it kills me sometimes when I think of those and why I didn't know all this stuff, why I wasn't in this place right now back then. But we can't repeat the narrative of what happened then in our timeline now. We did what we did back then. And now this focus and these tips I'm giving you, I'm sure will help you get moving in the right direction. My name is Nikos Rentas. This is mentorsapproach.com. Hit that like button, hit a subscribe, and of course share this with anybody that might need to hear the message. Of course, don't forget to comment below, leave your story. Leave what you've experienced, the pros, the cons, and what occurred, what would you do different, because who knows, somebody might be reading that comment and they might be going through something similar. You might help change their life.